The annual Verizon Data Breach Investigations Report is out for 2019. This report is considered essential for any security professional and is referred to as the Breach Bible by many. This is the 12th edition of the Breach Investigations Report, and the 2019 report includes analysis of over 42,000 security incidents and over 2,000 security breaches. Here at Security Compass, we wanted to review the report, but with a focus on and interpretation of the data that is relevant to developers, programmers, and application security professionals. This means we have largely omitted other security domains such as network security, endpoint security, or general security governance. The main area of interest for application development teams in this report is the web application as a threat vector and all related activities. Web application attacks cover any incident related to a web application, such as exploiting code-level vulnerabilities, think SQL injection, breaking an authentication mechanism, or general misconfiguration errors that can be exploited. When a breach occurs, servers were the most common asset affected. When it comes to hacking action vectors, web applications were by far the number one vector. To give this some context, Alex Pinto, head of security research at Verizon, said in an interview that since 2015, web applications are 13 times more likely to be breached. The likelihood of a breach for point of sale or POS terminals has actually decreased tenfold within that same time period. Mail servers, web application servers, and database servers are 3 out of the top 4 assets affected in a data breach, with end-user desktops being the 4th affected asset. When it comes to web applications, the data tells a story of negligence and error rather than clever hacking. Misconfigurations were the largest type of error reported. Misconfigurations can result in an unauthorized user gaining access. Item number 6, security misconfiguration. Another major issue is publishing errors. Nearly 60 million records were breached due to misconfigured cloud service buckets, as explained by the OWASP Top 10's item number 2, sensitive data exposure. Another specific trend is the increase in e-commerce platforms and supporting web applications being breached. POS systems are less likely to be compromised largely due to the implementation of the Europay, MasterCard, and Visa or EMV standard in the United States. Point-of-sale breaches have reduced 57% in 2014, with e-commerce web application breaches increasing 58% within the same time period. Malware used to capture app data, perform key logging, or RAM scraping are common. Hacking activities include exploiting a known vulnerability or remote file inclusion. These trends point toward the need for increased web application security. In whatever dev shop environment you work in, and hopefully it's a DevSecOps one, security requirements need to be identified early on and validated to ensure that they are properly in place. We think everyone should be aware of the email and phishing stats. An astonishing 94% of companies received malware via email. This number is especially high when compared to the next category of malware delivery through web applications, which affected 23% of organizations. On the positive side, click rates on test phishing emails dropped from a high of 25% in 2012 to just below 3% in 2018. It's great to see that users are becoming more security savvy. Delivering malware via email is still the tried and true method, with Microsoft Office documents being the file type of choice as the point of entry. In fact, 45% of organizations that were surveyed reported malicious Office documents. Within the appendix of the report, there is a very important note that we at Security Compass feel should be highlighted. Web server and/or web page hacking has been a highly successful primary attack vector, as there are various potential avenues for exploitation. The report goes on to explain issues with injection attacks, forgotten IP addresses from development or testing, or application filters that can be bypassed by simple URL encoding. An organization's web server is often the front door. Even after all of these years of documented breaches and consistent data reports, it still appears malicious actors can get in through the front door. Make sure you take the necessary steps to keep your organization's doors shut.